friend, that's all.
You want to be friends. So, how has this friendship progressed, may I ask? Did you approach her or did she approach you?
I approached her, I think.
You approached her. What would you do? Be approaching a 12-year-old child online?
Nothing, just to be friends.
Just to be friends?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've approached this child online, and how long has this friendship been?
Maybe a couple of months.
Couple of months. So through the lockdown, you was helping her through the lockdown and everything else, was you? Obviously through this pandemic, you've been sitting there chatting away with her and helping her out through the pandemic, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you've been doing?
Well,
Being friends, you
yeah.
Anything else going on?
Huh?
Nothing?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
So, may I ask then, so this friendship's just a platonic friendship, as we would say, yeah?
Yeah.
With a 12-year-old child? Do you not find it strange being friends with a 12-year-old child?
Yeah, I suppose in the way you put it that way, yeah.
Right, now I'm going to tell you now, Brian, because the world's about to fall out your arse, yeah? I got the chat logs here and I've read through them. This is a little bit more in the platonic relationship, wasn't it? I should start calling you Banana Man. What was you trying to get that 12-year-old, teach that 12-year-old child to do with a banana? Can you remember?
Nothing really.
No, come on. What did you say? Do you want me to read it out to you? What was you trying to get a 12-year-old child to do with a banana? Right. And it certainly weren't to get one of her 5 a day, was it? Think about it.
You're better off being honest, Ryan. Better off being honest.
Are you a teacher by any chance?
Sorry?
Are you a teacher?
No.
Gynecologist?
No.
Because you was trying to teach his child how to masturbate? Can I ask what qualifications you got for that?
But no.
Pardon?
I haven't got no qualifications.
You haven't got any qualifications? But you just go around and approach 12-year-old children online and you teach them this and you teach them that. Is that correct? Why would you do that to a 12-year-old child? Why would you actually put that 12-year-old child through that? She's innocent.
Yeah.
Can you speak up a little bit? I can't help. I can't hear.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to? You know, asking somebody to stick their fingers up, how many fingers have you got up? Are you wet? Are you bleeding? Did you enjoy it? What are you getting out of this, Brian? And that was a part smirk on your face.
Nothing.
That was almost a part smirk on your face when I said that, as if you got off on it, mate. That really, really was.
So if you didn't get off on it, why was you doing it?
Just conversation.
Well, it's hardly conversation, is it?
No.
No, so why were you doing it? Do you have a sexual attraction to children?
No.
Well, you obviously do. from what you said.
Why would you teach your child to masturbate and insert half a fruit bowl inside her, yeah, if you haven't got an attraction to it?
I didn't mean anything by it.
You didn't mean nothing by it.
How did
I mean-
you work that one out? What do you mean you didn't get anything by it, but yet you carried on asking the same questions? Persistently.
It's a conversation.
It's hardly a conversation, is it?
So what do you do? Do you go down the pub, do you? And
No.
you meet your friends and you ask them how many fingers they got inserted inside them?
No.
Is that right?
No.
So you don't have a conversation like that with your friends. So why would you do it with a 12-year-old child, Brian?
Do you know what it does to children? People like you talking to them the way you have. She's a baby, Brian. She wants to play with Barbie. She don't. I know if my 12-year-old, if I asked her to eat a banana, she wouldn't eat it. So God knows, it's not funny.
It's not even
Sorry,
funny.
it isn't funny. You've got loads of friends. We know you've got loads of friends. Why don't you speak to them?
I do.
Why don't you speak to adults? You don't
I
speak to
do.
your adult friends like that, do you?
No.
Do you?
No.
So we'll speak to a 12-year-old like that.
Just
I don't know.
Because you what? Sorry?
I don't know. It's just a conversation. That's all.
It's not
I
a
didn't mean
conversation,
anything-
though.
I don't mean any harm by it.
What, so you don't think that'd cause any harm? Speaking to her in the manner that you did? Do you have children of your own?
No.
No? Just as well, really, isn't it?
so, tell us a little bit about the life of Brian and how you've got here.
Well, I'm married.
How long have you been married for?
34 years.
34 years.
This year, actually. Just gone.
How do you think your wife's going to feel when she finds out about this?
Upset.
Upset would be an understatement, don't you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
So how many more have you been speaking to? How many more children?
You must have.
Well, just,
How many?
Pardon?
5?
Pardon?
5? 10?
Huh?
How many?
Only a couple.
What's the
Well,
couple?
what's a couple?
Or two.
So you've been speaking to 2 children, yeah?
How old are they?
I'm only 14.
Well, both of them
14.
have told you they're 14.
Yeah.
No,
right,
what?
so that's 3 children you've been speaking to then. Because the one we've come here for is not 14.
Oh,
So that's
no,
3
she-
children.
I
So how
suppose
many
she-
children have you been speaking to?
That's what you told me that it's only 14.
No, she didn't. She told you 12.
And to be fair, when I looked at this, I did actually say she
She-
looks about 8 years old. There's no getting away from it. What do you do? Wake up one morning and think,
Could you just,
I'm bored and I want to just speak to
Poppy,
a child?
could you
Sorry.
just show Brian that picture?
That one?
Yeah, not in the camera. How old does that child look? How old she look, Brian?
How old would you say?
I suppose she do look younger than what
How old?
she is. About 10, eh?
About 10.
10.
So you was getting a 10-year-old child. You know, she looks 10. Yeah, but she's told you 12, older than what she looks, and
Well, she
you
told
are
me
teaching her
14.
to masturbate.
She didn't tell you 14. It clearly states 12. A few times you even asked her how school was, so there's no getting out of it.
Why, Brian? Why?
Just for a friend is all. No.
But it's not what you do to a friend. You can, how can you sit there and tell us that sort of wish-wash? Yeah, you know, I'm talking to a friend.
Oh, I didn't mean anything by it. You know.
What do you mean you didn't mean nothing by it? Did you sat there and stated? Do you talk to anybody else like that, apart from children? No. So you only talk to children like that, yeah? So, what is that implying, Brian? When you only speak to children in that manner?
Well, nothing really.
No, think about it. Just pause and think about it, yeah? And when you get a decent answer, say, yeah? How does that make you look when you're talking sexually to children and nobody else? What does that imply?
Might be bad, doesn't it?
Well, you're what?
Might be bad, doesn't it?
Bad's a bit of an understatement, then, really.
You got nieces and nephews?
Yes.
Are they under 16?
Oh, they're 20 odd. now.
Oh right, so they're older.
May I ask have you been in trouble for this before?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because it just makes me wonder, because you were so straight in sexual. This is not what, you know, this is a professional groomer. Do you talk to your wife like that?
No.
So I'm just not understanding why you would be speaking to a 12-year-old child.
If you got chatting to an adult woman online, yeah, and
Right.
you said some of those things about the truth, what do you think an adult would say to you back? If you got in touch with a strange lady that you'd never met before, like you hadn't met them children before, and you started saying about the things you wanted them to do, what do you think an adult lady would say? What do you think they'll do? Would they carry on with this conversation, do you think? Or might they say something else?
Might say something else. Right?
You're like what? You think they'd want to carry on the conversation?
No, maybe not. No.
Maybe not.
So why did you approach this child, Brian?
Just for a friend, that's all.
Just for a friend.
Yeah. Didn't really
So-
do nothing for it.
Why did it turn sexual?
I don't know.
Two house points for being late.
Well, I don't know. You can't say I don't know because you've done it. It'd be nice to know a reason. Do you have a sexual attraction to children, Brian?
No.
You don't. So you're speaking to 3 children, all sexually, I imagine. Yeah. You're getting them to dabble in this, that, and everything else. Teaching them how to masturbate, insert things inside them, and you're telling me that you haven't got a sexual attraction to children. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't look particularly bothered about what anybody's saying to you, to be fair. Do you realise what you've done?
I do know it.
I just
I do.
just sit there and think about what you've done. Yeah? Think about it. How does it make you look? What do they call people that do things like that, Brian?
Perverts.
Pardon?
Sorry?
Perverts.
A pervert.
Yeah.
They call them paedophiles.
Okay,
I can't call you that because you haven't been sentenced for it.
So do you speak to the other children in the same manner as you spoke to this one?
No.
No? So what was the fascination about this one?
I don't know. Really.
What do you mean you don't know? If you don't speak to the others in the same manner as you spoke to this one, what was so special about this one? Was it her age?
Well,
Pardon?
well, she this time she was 14.
No,
She didn't
Brian,
say-
she didn't. She told you she was 12.
And you even said yourself she looks 10.
Can you
Yeah.
show him
Yeah.
on the first bit?
So what
please?
is the fascination about her?
Not really, just a bit.
There you go. What does that say?
That's what you said.
What does it say?
I'm 12.
She is 12. So what is the fascination with her? Sorry?
Just
Right.
for a friend.
It's not a friend though, is it?
We've had another 14-year-old just come in as well.
So that's 4 children you've been speaking to. How many have you been speaking to? 5? 10? 15?
No.
No. So 10? Possibly.
No, that's not.
Sorry?
Well, about 4 or 5. I don't know.
Well, we're
That's
already up
jumped
to
from
4.
0 to 1 to 4 to 5.
You started off saying that's the only one, and straight away there was 3. Now we're up to another one, so there's 4.
Just sit there and think how many you are talking to. Yeah, because as I say, this will be updated continuously as we go along. So it'd be good if you sit there and think how many children you're actually speaking to at the moment, and come back and give us an honest answer. So you think about it and tell me.
About 4 or 5.
About 4 or 5. All in a sexual manner?
Huh? Oh, when you ask how they're doing.
But you do realise that all the chat that you've been having with these other children is going to get sent to me. Yeah, so I'm going to know, yeah, whether you've been talking sexually to them. So you may as well just tell me the truth. Have you been talking sexually to any more?
No.
No.
So that's the only one.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, right? If I get another decoy come on here and they say that you've been sexual, I'm going to give you a proper hard time. Okay? At the moment, we're a nice, calm team. Yeah? But I want some honesty.
So once again, what was the fascination about the youngest one? Why did you speak to her in that manner?
Well, that was conversation with him.
It's not a conversation, is it?
Have another look, Ryan. Just look.
No,
Look at her.
I've seen that, and she don't look 12.
You've already admitted she looks about 10.
She does look about 9 or 10.
Yeah.
She is a baby.
No.
Now my niece is that age. So have you received any pictures from any of the children that you're speaking to?
Pictures.
Yeah, pictures.
Have you looked on the internet for pictures? So if your device gets taken and it gets downloaded, we're not going to find any images of children on your computer. Are you sure on that, Brian?
Do you only use your phone to speak to them, or do you do it off a laptop and or a desktop at home, or at work, or anywhere?
I've got a laptop too.
You got a
Yeah,
laptop?
do you use that to speak to them as well?
Yeah.
So take it you do all this when your wife goes to bed at night, or when your wife's at work, or whatever, yeah?
Well, she's there as well.
So
But-
you're telling me you're speaking to children while your wife has sat on the other side of the sofa? You're sat there speaking to children?
Does your wife know you're speaking to children?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? So she's got no idea who you're speaking to, no?
No.
So who do you tell her when you're speaking to people and she sits there and says, Brian, what are you doing? What do you say?
So I was speaking to a friend.
Speaking to a friend.
Is your mouth dry?
Yes.
I wonder why.
There's not a set time you're talking to her, neither is there? It's early in the morning, midday, late afternoon, early evening, late evening. You like showers, don't you?
Sorry?
You like showers?
Showers?
Yeah.
Mm.
Love a shower, or rather, you want her to love a shower.
You teach girls how to masturbate in showers. Why shower? Is that some sort of fantasy?
What
So-
about
so-
her mum? And the thing about the mum and all.
I don't know. So, is this some sort of fantasy or something? When, because obviously it always turns, you know, when they're having a shower. Is this a fantasy of yours?
Hmm?
No. So why would you choose a shower?
No,
Don't really know much, do you?
no.
Come on, Brian, give your head a wobble.
So when did you start speaking to these children? Honestly. A year ago?
Hang on.
2 years ago? When was the first time you spoke to a child underage online?
About 2 or 3 months or
So,
so.
how old are you at the moment?
61.
So, at 61, right, you'll woke up one morning and think, oh no, I'm going to speak to little kids today. Doesn't work like that. Does it?
No.
Huh?
No.
You're not about to walk up the road and burgle somewhere, are you?
No.
No, so why do you wake up? Why do you want us to believe that you've woken up at 61 and just started speaking to children in the manner that you have? Do you think it's acceptable the way you're speaking to them?
No.
No?
No.
So why do it? I'll tell you why you do it. It's because you've got a sexual preference to them.
Huh?
Of course you have. Why on earth would you speak in that manner to that little girl?
Would you speak to your niece or nephew like that?
No.
Would you say the things that you've said to them?
No.
So you don't find it acceptable? No? So why would you do it to somebody else's child? That's someone's
I
baby.
didn't.
That's someone's child.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there doing that to them.
Like you haven't got a care in the world.
When you was
Okay,
actually
yeah.
typing to the little girls, was there any bit of you in the back of your brain, although you obviously wanted to do it, was there any bit saying this is either immoral and at worst it is illegal? Did you know it was illegal what you were saying to an underage girl?
You're doing it.
What do you mean you do now?
You do now.
What's the legal age, Brian, to have sex with a child?
Something to say that.
Well, to have sex. What's the legal age?
So 16, 17.
16.
There you go.
Okay, so the legal age to have sex with somebody is 16 years of age. Yeah, so to talk sexually to them, teach them how to masturbate, insert things inside them and everything else. Do you not? Right, it's like your taxi's here.
Try to come and have a chat to her. Speak to it now.
Okay.
Do you mind just still filming or would you first?
I prefer you not to.
Okay, would it be alright getting going into the car or would you prefer
I don't
not?
think it's really necessary,
no.
to be honest.
Alright, fine,
So we've got our body cameras on anyway, so
no problem.
we're capturing everything from now anyway.
Right,
There you go.
there goes Brian pretty quickly.
Fine from Norfolk.
Right.
What's his app name, John?
Brian Randall.
His name is Brian.
Right, so
61 on the app.
well done to Elite Team and Donna Decoy. Absolutely smashing logs. Absolutely disgusting talking to a 12-year-old child. We're in Norfolk, and anyway, he's now in custody with the police. We're going to go. The nice thing is they've actually arrested him without even seeing the logs or anything, which is good. So I'm going to go now, have a chat with the police, and I will come on very, very shortly and give everyone an update of what's going on. But absolutely smashed it, everyone, and well done Casper as well. Absolutely brilliant work today. I'll see you guys soon.